Hi, my name is Adam Stark, and I'll be giving the Salutatorian address tonight. It's incredibly strange to actually say those words. I remember sitting in these same seats 1 year ago, watching as the previous class walked across the stage. I could already visualize our own ceremony that would see us out of high school. However, even as we progressed through our final spring at Signal Mountain, the concept of graduation never seemed to become more concrete. Though we logically knew that the day was coming, it seemed unreal that we'd actually leave, and it seems just as unreal and surprising now. When I sat down to write this speech, I had no idea what could be said that might give meaning or significance to a moment that is so difficult for us graduating seniors to grasp. I thought of trying to include some sort of philosophical truth or intellectual discussion, but do you need a truth? Most likely this is the last time that we will all be together at once. Rather than wasting your time with something you probably won't remember, it seemed that the best thing to do is to remind us all of who we are as a class. Let us think back to a far away and ancient time, the year 2008. It was a truly different era. Big man Blake Berger was just normal man Blake Berger. Skyla Sale is not yet the high-powered organizer of today, and did not secretly run the school. There'd be more time still until Chris Muzzin had fully cultivated his alternate personality as Muzzy, associated his identity with the fictional green monster, or heard of the game disc golf. There was not even a brave and powerful man to remind us that there is a time and a place for everything. We arrived on that first day with a wide variety of backgrounds and expectations, entering a high school that was still under construction. We would be the first freshman class of Signal Mountain. Everything was pristine and new, and accordingly, there was hardly any organization. For us, there was no joining, only creating. Each day seemed like an adventure, with the staff learning along with the students. As the school year went on, we watched as schedules, classes, clubs, and administrations constantly shifted. The school has since become much more organized and traditional, with a set schedule and established and reputable offerings of clubs and organizations, and more rigorous classes. We are now the community elders, offering tales of the ancient time that came before. As the last group of seniors to remember the truly formative years of school, we have been given a unique personality. When I look at all my fellow classmates and try to describe them all together, it's difficult. There's so many different interests, so many dynamic individuals, that it seems impossible to create one method of classification. But in this way, there's a great similarity. All of us are exciting. We exhibit a certain energy and creative spark that we have learned from building completely new programs, going places that we are entirely unfamiliar with in the academic world. In what other classes can one find equivalents to some of the personalities sitting among us? We've all listened to the ingenious schemes of Richard, funk master Richie Rich, Adams, and appreciated Gabe Reifenger's unique combination of modern dance and dwarven song. I know most of us have received a verbal slap in the face from Shelby Lockhart's biting sarcasm, been entertained by Sam Boyette's professional camera work, and pondered whether Caleb Bledsoe has actually been to Brazil. Our graduation from high school is a time of celebration for ourselves, but I think that it's also necessary to thank the people that helped us to get here. First, I think we need to thank our parents for supporting us, and especially for being patient with us as a severe pandemic of senioritis broke out. I also think that we have to thank the school administrators who have allowed us all the organization that has allowed us to reach this point. Lastly, we must absolutely thank our teachers. Some have led us through example, giving our class some of its personality. Who could forget the majestic Mr. Hegwood, part lumberjack, part English teacher? Or Coach Price, who showed us that one could be the fearsome coach of a state champion football team, as well as an intellectual, highly interested in economic theory. I believe that Miss McCormick truly understood our class, being one of the few teachers to give us the lessons of discipline and concentration. She broke us like wild horses, made us learn calculus and like it. We also have to thank our teachers for being so patient with our class and not losing their minds because of the same excitement and creativity that makes us great. I'm embarrassed to say this to Mr. Reynolds, but many of the paper airplanes that flew in AP Physics were indeed of my design. Well, I believe that I've spoken long enough. We're all excited to walk across the stage with our diplomas. As for the future, I don't know much I can say. I cannot truthfully tell you that we will all be wildly successful or perfectly happy in the real world. Regardless, I do know one thing about the future. I know that each of us will live vigorously, moving through the rest of our lives with the same energy and spirit that we've had in our youth. Today is a happy day, but if any of us ever misses our high school, I think that Signal Mountain will hold a special place in the stands for us. We always have the chance to paint our bodies in bright red, become those obnoxious adult fans, and scream to the heavens, "Go, my favorite Eagles!"